Greetings and salutations, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I've got 3 exciting encounters to share with you. 2 possible Skinwalker and 1 Dogman encounter. Before we get into those encounters, a couple links I'd like to share as well. As you know, I'm commercial free, so I rely on my PayPal, Patreon, and merch links to help this channel grow and go. Also, I have a second channel, which is just for creepypasta, scary voice acting, and fan fiction. If those are anything that you're into, hop over there and give those stories a listen. You may just like them. And as well, I'm still working on that interview I have with a Dogman encounter in upstate New York. I hopefully will be sharing that this weekend with you guys. And with that, guys, let's get on with these encounters, shall we? Our first encounter of the night. Me and my dad spend a lot of time in the woods, hiking, hunting, and mushrooming, or just driving around. This particular incident happened last year, more specifically in the woods of Oregon. We were probably a few hundred feet off the road looking for mushrooms. Me and my dad joke around about Bigfoot a lot, so we decided to fuck around and give a Bigfoot call into the woods. I let out a long, kind of woman-like scream and wait a while till my dad tells me to stop. A few seconds pass, I'm giggling like a retard, and far off in the woods, sounds maybe a mile or so, something fucking responds. I thought it was just an echo because it sounded exactly like my scream, except it continued. Every 30 seconds to 2 minutes we heard it. Sounded like it was getting closer and rather quickly. But also circling us. After 20 minutes, I convinced my pops that it's time to leave, and we noped the hell out of there. Living in the Northwest most of my life, I know that wasn't any cougar or an elk. I like to do some thinking, and I think possibly it was a Skinwalker, or a Bigfoot, or a Dogman. What do you guys think? Our second encounter. For some background, I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. You might be familiar with it, as Skinwalker Ranch is about 3 hours away by car. I used to have a half Navajo roommate who was very in touch with his culture. Things ended poorly with him for reasons I won't get into. About 2 months after moving into my new place, I was outside waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up. I was walking up and down the driveway when something whistled at me. It sounded like it was right in front of me, but I never saw anything. Then it told me, "You better fucking run," in an unnaturally low voice. I chalked it up to either a teenager playing a joke or maybe a small-time drug dealer defending his territory. About a month later, I was walking from my car to the house, and the whole time I felt like something was watching me. When I got in, all 3 of the dogs were barking and staring at random parts of the house. This is very unusual for them, especially the oldest one, who was now baring his teeth. My roommate came upstairs and said she felt uneasy. I had just gotten inside and didn't have time to tell her how I felt when I was walking in. We're both spiritual and asked her divination pendulum what was bothering us. We asked it if it was a ghost, demon, or poltergeist before I asked if it was a Skinwalker. The pendulum gave a very strong yes. We immediately saged the house, prayed, and put some salt on the windows and doors. After that, the presence we felt was gone and the house was back to normal. Our third and final encounter is a Dogman encounter. This happened in October of 2009. I was driving to work at 5:30 a.m. past Spring Lake in Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. As I approached a stop sign, I got a clear view of the lake. From the stop to the lake is maybe 20 yards. I looked over, and crouched down next to the lake were 2 figures. At first, I didn't think anything of it. But as I went through the stop, one of the creatures stood up and looked at me. I pulled over and stared at it. They looked like two big mutant bears, but muscular and had human features. I could see fingers with claws. Its face was human-like, but with a snout. After watching for a good minute, the second creature stood up. I tailed it out of there so fast. I'm not sure what I was seeing, but it was definitely not bears. I've lived in Minnesota and I know what bears look like, and that was definitely not a bear. All right, guys. Well, two very interesting Skinwalker encounters and one very interesting Dogman encounter. I'm sorry that they're very short, but I'm still working on this interview, putting it together. So I wanted to get something out for you guys. You know, I took that hiatus there for 10 days and I didn't feel good not sitting in front of the mic. So if I can get a story out to you guys, you know, even if it's 8 minutes long, it's something. But I am promising you this weekend, you guys are going to have your fill. And it's October, so my favorite time of the year, my favorite month of the year. Halloween, Walking Dead, it just doesn't get any better. And then you got some Dogman encounters. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate all the support, and I couldn't ask for a better group of supporters and subscribers. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.